just from a trailer that was posted by Netflix. That is where most of the people who are having these arguments are forming their basis. Welcome right back to the Henry Sampson YouTube channel. So, for a very long time now, I've gone missing. I don't know, but I've gone missing. Honestly, I shouldn't come out to be talking about movies because I won't consider myself a movie review expert. If you want to see movie reviews, you can check places like Party Jollof TV, their YouTube channel, their social media account. You can check this lady on Facebook, Lizzie Perel Wainwright. Those people are amazing movie review experts. But then something happened, and I can't but help to talk about this thing. So, as we all know, or many people don't know yet, Daniel Etim-Effiong, this guy that always like acting, kissing films. That guy, yes, he's always kissing in all his films. And even some time ago, it brought up issue between fans of how is his wife coping, how he's always kissing here and there. So the guy actually directed his first movie. This is the first movie he's ever directing, and the movie title is called The Head. Now, I'm not going to bore you about the whole storyline and everything, but then it's pinpointed the insecurity issues we are having in Nigeria. It's pinpointed kidnapping, organ harvesting, money ritual. It's not money ritual, but rituals where body parts are being used. It highlighted the Fulani, the Igbos, and the Yorubas. But then somebody just came up on Twitter who is a northerner. I think I just want to figure out, I just want to say he or she is a northern influencer. He just came on Twitter and was like, ban the head, ban Netflix, ban Daniel Etim-Effiong. If you have Netflix on your phone, delete it. Don't subscribe. I was like, aha, why? And many people started joining her train, I be his train. I don't know the person's gender. But people started joining the train and were like, let them ban Netflix, let them ban the head. Why? Because they were portraying the kidnappers as Fulani, they were portraying the kidnappers as Muslim. Plenty blah blah blah, plenty blah blah blah. And a lot of talk came up. Now, let's get it right. Let me ask a very honest question. Of the cases of insecurities we have been having in Nigeria, the major insecurity issues we are having is happening in the northern Nigeria and fast spreading across all the 36 states. Now, this major issue we are having, which is the major insecurity issue, is being caused by Boko Haram, the ISWAP, and other factors that are breaking from the whole Boko Haram thing. And if we should look at the tribe of these people, who are they? They are actually Fulanis, and majority of them disguised as cattle herders. So there is no point of trying to say it is a stereotype. They are trying to portray the Northerners as bad people. Is a lie, because come to think of it, if all no, it's not even if movies are form of explaining what is happening in real life. So if something is happening and is being portrayed in that light, is that thing a stereotype? Now let's come to the whole stereotype thing, because many people were not like, very soon we will not do movie and we will showcase Igbo people as baby harvesters, they are ritualists, they are this. Calm down, let me break some things down for you. Now, I can't remember the year exactly, but there was a movie that was released. I think it's on Prime Videos. The title of the movie is The Trade. That one was portrayed directly to an Igbo person. I don't want to say it's kind of related to this advanced kidnapper case, but it was giving that vibes. The Trade. If you have not seen that movie, go and see it. I think it stars people like Blossom and some other fine actors. Now they portray the Igbo man in that film because this guy, this kidnapper who is the kingpin of that particular movie, has a very heavy Igbotic accent. And when they dropped that movie and they talked about the kidnapping and everything, we never saw anybody coming out to shout and ban Prime Video because they are portraying is a stereotype against the Igbo people. Nobody came out. Now again, Mo Abudu dropped a film. Is a series on Netflix as well. It's called Baby Farm. If you go and watch that Baby Farm series, you will see where the Southerners and probably some of the Yoruba aspects are being portrayed as baby harvesters. Is it baby harvesters, or how will I call it? People who sell babies, who buy babies, who keep women in factory just to get pregnant, give birth to the children, and they sell the children. Now, when this movie was released, we all watched the movie, we all learned the lesson from it, and we all pick one or two from it and move ahead with it. But why did we not call for the ban of Netflix as at that time? Now it is time of the head. All of a sudden, we find our voice and can start screaming ban Netflix. Now, a lot of people will be like, the timing is not right. What time is the best time to tell about the insecurity, if not now, when everywhere is insecure? Now, I think that was yesterday, which was 21st of November. Was it 21st? No, 22nd of November, yesterday. And the CSP Benjamin Hundeyin posted an update. Armed policemen went on a routine check, and on that routine check, they were attacked. He did not say who attacked them, but he said they were attacked, and two policemen lost their life. One of them was critically injured. If this insecurity is affecting our armed forces, what is the hope of the common man? And why is this not the best time for it to be talked about, so that peoples in places who feel everywhere in Nigeria is safe can have an idea of what is going on? Now, many people will be like, is a calculated attempt and stuff like that. Before now, mind you, before now, the movie has been on Netflix for about 5 weeks, and it has been showing on the big screen. Is it because you people were not going to the cinema that you did okay? If you were going to the cinema, I probably would have think, okay, let's ban cinema as well from Nigeria. Now let's come to another aspect. Someone who by the name Bashir Ahmed, a former presidential aide, came on Twitter and was also talking about the stereotype, how they are stereotyping Arewa people, that is the Northerners, as bandits and stuff like that. At the end of the day, after subsequent tweets, he revealed he has not even watched the movie. Just from a trailer that was posted by Netflix, that is where most of the people who are having these arguments are forming their basis. And it's very worrisome because think of it. If Bashir Ahmed, a former presidential aide, can draw conclusion, can form an opinion from a movie he has not even seen, it's not making me wonder, how was he forming his opinion? How was he coming to conclusions when he was a presidential aide? If it is this same way of hasty conclusion, then there are questions that I would love to ask, but I can't ask here to avoid stories that touch. But it's worrisome. Now let's come to the religious aspect. Okay, before we go to the religious aspect, let's touch on the tribes. In the movie, the Yoruba were portrayed, the Northerners were portrayed, the Igbos were also portrayed, which brings a balance to the three major ethnic groups we have in Nigeria: the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yorubas. Now, the Hausas were depicted to be as cow herders and as the kidnappers. Take note, another Hausa man was in charge of the police or the security defense one thing SDS that was used in the movie that rescued two of the kidnapped victims. Take note, Hausas were portrayed as both the kidnappers and both the rescuers. Now the Yorubas were portrayed as one part of the kidnapping ring because they did not kidnap but they come to buy body parts. The Yorubas were also portrayed as being part of inside the police as well. I don't know if I'm getting this wrong, but that is it. Then the Igbos were portrayed. Igbo were portrayed as one being part of the kidnapped victims, and also being part of the stereotype that is related to the Igbos, because the father and the mother of one of the kidnapped victims was an Igbo person, and the guy married someone who, according to the Igbo tradition, is referred to as an Osu, or a caste, half caste. And that is a stereotype among the Igbos. Now, when they brought that stereotype into the movie, I never saw any Igbo person coming to shout, why are you stereotyping Igbo people as Osu? Why are you stereotyping Igbo people as this? Or why are you stereotyping Yoruba people as ritualists? Nobody came out. But they single handedly picked the herders and the kidnappers who were portrayed as Hausas and cattle headers, and they were running with that mindset, forgetting the first person, that is the one who rescued the kidnapped victims, was also a northerner. You see where our biases are coming into play. We pick what suits our agenda and run with it. And they, as I will always say on Twitter, agenda will always agenda. Now let's leave tribe, because I feel with what I've said, we've already squashed the issue of tribe, of they are stereotyping a tribe or stuff like that. Now let's talk about religion. A lot of the northerners were of the opinion that okay, they are stereotyping Muslims as da, 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 da. But if we are to be honest and critically look at the movie, Islam or Muslim were portrayed, yes, but they were portrayed in a very good light, because the first scene where they showed the policeman who went about to do the rescue operation, he was praying, he was doing the Muslim prayer, he was on his mat. I don't know how they call the prayer, but he was doing the prayer. His wife, who just delivered a baby, was on the bed. This was the one who rescued the kidnapped victims. He was a Muslim, a practicing Muslim at that. Apart from that particular scene of the Muslim prayer and everything, there was no other scene throughout the movie where Muslim or Islam was portrayed, shown in whether good or bad light. There was none. If there was, show me in the comment section. But look at it this way now. The Yorubas who were portrayed as part of the kidnapping ring who buy the body parts, the head of those people was a pastor. And not just a pastor, there were scenes in the movie where he was depicted to be leading prayer in a church. He was leading a congregation. That was where he was arrested. And even when he was to be tortured, and they wanted to force him into making a confession, this guy was quoting Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It makes me to lie down. Now, let's leave that. One of his henchmen, when they wanted to torture him, the guy started mimicking speaking in tongues. Let's look at it. If it was the Muslims that were portrayed like that, let's say during when they shot the groom at the beginning of the movie, and as he shot the groom, the character of that movie shouted Allah Akbar or shouted Bismillah. The word, let me not use the word war, but the way the Muslim community would have risen up would have been a lot more than what we are seeing. But look at how Christians were portrayed. They were portrayed to be ritualists, speaking in tongues, that is mimicking speaking in tongues, quoting Psalm 23, leading a congregation in prayer, but yet you don't see any Christian rising up. But yet you don't see any Yoruba person, any Igbo person rising up. So, but to end this video, if as a northerner, if as a Muslim, you actually watched this movie and you were pissed that a certain tribe or a certain religion was represented somehow, without having the real conscience to say that this is the picture of what is really happening in Nigeria. How do we come together? How do we live? How do we put our voice together in unity to speak against this evil? But you are all about shouting about tribe and religion. There is something questionable about your character. Let me end this video here. Let me know what you think about all this rant, all this talk about the head call for the ban of the movie, Netflix canceling the producer, the directors. Let me know in the comment section. Until the next time, I remain Harry Sampson. Peace out. Bye.